Yo, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is good. Welcome back. I feel like I haven't done a YouTube video in ages. The reason why I feel like it, because I haven't done any. So it makes complete sense. This is going to be Push. This is the first of the prep series. Sounds weird saying that. I've been into prep now for 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, 3.5 weeks. I don't know, maybe it's noticeable in my face. I don't really think it is, my face is still pretty fat. However, I am 3.5 weeks in. I'm not fully set on what shows, depending on kind of how things align. It could be, basically it'll be before September, so before the midpoint. Just twatted my knee. I just hit my knee on the door trying to get out. But yeah, it'll be sometime before mid to point of December. September. And obviously for now, it is a day of recording, 12th of June. So long story short, we have a little bit of time, a little bit more time than last year, but we're 3 weeks in. I am 120, I probably should have done this before. There we are. I'm 126 kilos, pretty much on the dot the last 2 days. I started at 140, so previous off-season weight was, like peak weight was, so for last year I started at 122. For reference, I'm 4 kilos heavier now and a good chunk leaner than when I started last year's prep. So that's positive. So yeah, I'm quite excited to be fair. Like, I feel like the off-season just came and went so quick, but that being said, it's not a surprise. My last show was in like November, but basically I loaded into that. So I'd say my prep finished at PCA Finals, which was October like 19th, I think, 19th or 20th. So it was that weekend. So basically, been in the off season for, I think it was like a 7-month period. I ran a pretty aggressive, this is gonna be impossible. Shouldn't have done this, don't do this while driving, guys. Fucking hell, doing that is not fucking enjoyable. Luckily, no one is around this time to witness that. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry. That's why you don't get jammed, guys. Stay natural. But yeah, basically started this off season. Like pretty much what, like it was a 7-month-ish phase, if I'm not mistaken. Split into like a 4-week rebound, 6-week health phase, and then like a 16-week push, pretty much. I think that aligns kinda time-wise. Well, it should. That's what I basically planned out. And then it was always going to be a case of like, with how the Two Bros calendar works for this year, or works every year. The last qualifying show is in September, which is stupid because all my clients compete in basically September. So ideally, before the back end of September is when I'll be getting on stage. Like I said, I've got a few kind of ideas, a few pro goals. The goal this year is to get pro card. Like, that's literally it. Like last year was, I'm kind of like a year ahead. I wanted last year to be basically have my first year in Open, see kind of how I stack up against the bigger dudes. Oh my god, it's Sanaya! Oh my god, it's Sanaya! Bye, hi Sanaya! Sanaya straight by. Yeah, it was the first year was just like to stack up or see how I stack up against the dudes in Open, and then this year was probably going to be go for a PCA Pro card, like probably a top couple placings, maybe an overall win and stuff like that, and then next year would be the IFBB like aspirations. Instead, I was a bit ahead, so I basically did 2 years in one last year, and then this year is going to be what I was kind of initially thinking I'd be there next year. But I mean, gonna be honest, guys, I think I'll be pretty fucking close this year. That being said, it's never set. Nothing is ever set, and realistically, just if I am an IFBB pro or not by the end of this show season, nothing's going to change. Like, I still need to be better, and like I said, I think I'll be pretty close. I'm very like content in a way with how I'm looking. As weird as I'm not content, because obviously I look at myself constantly and think I need to get better. It's more so confident. I'm confident that my physique this year will be a very much upgraded package from last year, and judging off where I like kind of was stacking up against guys last year, aka winning 3 overalls out of 4 shows and only losing to one guy who legitimately at this point probably should be an IFBB pro, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm clearly not that far off. Like, I don't really see many guys in the UK amateur circuit who are better than me, if I'm being honest, and then long term I really don't see anybody, and that's just based off shape and structure. Like, I feel like in bodybuilding I've always been quite rational. It's the reason why I coach myself, and for now I look at myself and I'm like, okay, cool, there's still some flaws, especially let's say the top end, let's say level of like that sort of like amateur into pro bracket, but then also like with the way I'm progressing, I'm feeling pretty good. So yeah, like I said, in for push today. Session frequency recently has been pretty fucking stupid, just with the fact that I lost a little bit of time due to me being in hospital, which I don't actually think I spoke about. It was only 10 days, but still 10 days, which was like basically midway through the off season, which was a little bit annoying. Definitely scuppered things slightly and changed sort of plans of like time frame wise, which it was a bit annoying, but I'm all good now, and luckily it wasn't anything too health manageable. It wasn't anything like too scary health-wise. It was actually just an infection from an L-carnitine injection, guys. Yeah, L-carnitine. Getting hospitalised from L-carnitine, possibly like the fucking saddest thing that could ever happen. I wanted to say it was Tren, or I got bit by a shark. So if my right quad has a little bit of a shiny line on the out part of it, that's why, bro. That's why, guys. Judges, what's that? Oh, I just got bit by a shark. Don't mark me down. I promise you, it's not a scar. It was a scar from a shark. So yeah, but either way, like I said, if a push, session frequency's been great. Like training performance has been fucking absurdly good the last like couple of weeks, which has been really, really good, especially considering I'm a good chunk of weight down already. And then away from that, like the current sort of setup is working a treat. So my split is a push-pull legs with rest 8 either side of legs. Realistically, it's not really been that. It's more so been push-pull legs rest, then like push-pull legs, maybe even another one if I can get away with it. Like until I get to the point where I'm like noticeably pretty fucking tired, I just think at this point I'd rather train and just do more in the gym, which is never going to be a bad thing. Cardio is at 25 to 30 minutes a day. I actually don't have a timer. I literally just do it and I just go, oh cool, it's been 25 then 30, whatever. And I'll probably just keep it at that. Steps have been an average of like 12.5k since I've had the new Aura ring, like 5 or whatever. Got it. This is illegal there. It's a little small one. So that's been 12.5k, but that's not really intentional. That's just my usual routine. And then foods like 4,100 calories on train day, 3,400 on rest days. And then like when it comes to like the fun bits, like everything's basically the same PD cycle from last year. I'm just doing an extra 300 tests, and then I'm also doing an extra 200 mast. So I'm technically taking a little bit more this time around, which is still very much for an open bodybuilder on the quite reserved lower side, if I'm being honest, because again, I've never been really one to push things stupidly aggressively when it comes to androgens. When it comes to GH and stuff, oh yeah, boys, we were on 1.5 milligrams of Incline today. I still am on that, and I was running 18 IUs of GH, which was fun, should we say, until you have your final meal and you start chewing the inner parts of your cheek. That was not maybe the funnest, but yeah, Incline and GH spam. Good amount of insulin was used this off season, and then somehow my shape I think has actually got better. My midsection was better due to food volume. So it's been a very successful off season. I feel like I should have probably documented more, but you get into the flow of the off season where it's just so like generic, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like there probably would be a few guys that would probably, where am I going to park? Give me a second, guys. Sorry guys, that was incredibly rude. Imagine having your own gym and not being able to park outside. What the fuck? I need to have a reserved spot, or do what I've seen that Cuba does and just park behind people and then get someone on the reception to move it. Shout out Cuba. That is the dream. So yeah, basically, like I said, I probably should have posted more, but I feel like you do just get into the flow of the off season where it's just like, yeah, sounds simple sort of stuff. This is the same shit. And then when you actually look back, you're like, okay, I probably should actually speak about this a bit more. But either way, guys, great off season. Into prep, a few weeks in, feeling fucking good. Still a bit fat, but getting leaner. So yeah, right, let's train.
I would have watched it.
Yeah. I saw Ochoa, you know, the goalkeeper. You know, the one who only plays, you know, the Mexican goalkeeper who sat on the bench. And I'm like, how's that brother still going? Like, no one's ever seen him play. No one's ever seen him play a league game. He gets unfrozen, like, you know, a week before the World Cup. Like, it's been 4 years. Come on. No, I haven't done it. I know. Yeah. I always forget and then I get annoyed and shit. Yeah. Can you join now or is it too late? Well, because I've lost one game. Yeah, I probably could. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I just feel like an uncle. Like yesterday, I knew 2 players, Quinos and Raul Jimenez. Yeah, literally. Like, you know, and Quinos is only because of FIFA. I knew he had a fast card like 4 years ago. But like, I don't know if that's me being old or if that's like just the quality now, you know? Yeah, true. Sweet. Look at that, man. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Down. Done. Okay. Yeah. Right. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, so good. Right, so we have done the lateral raise, Nautilus lateral raise, just literally 2 sets. I actually haven't really trained side delts at all this off-season. I only do them with clients, which to be fair, I train with clients, I'd probably say for push every other session, so I do still do a little bit. So I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh bro, I don't have enough plan. Like, that's it, be a bit weird. So I do side delts when I train people. That's, I think, the first time I've done side delts on my own in a couple months. More so because the last time I trained with someone for push, basically the next time I train with someone for push, it'll be like a week or 2 from now, and I don't really fancy not doing any side delts for like 3 weeks. So literally just 2 sets. I don't take them really anywhere like close to the level of intensity I would with anything else. It's just get a bit of blood there, get a connection there. I have done so many lateral raises in my life. Like I used to do 5 sets at the start and end of like 3 to 4 sessions per week. So it was like 30 to 40 sets per week. And that's what I was doing when I was in men's physique. Now I don't need more side delts. Like, I need everything else but side delts. So just 2 sets to get my shoulders nice and warm. I superset it with like basically like a high rep-ish sort of fly rear delt on the Nautilus like pec fly and rear delt machine, believe it or not. And then we go into the Smith press. Smith press, 2 sets. Gonna be honest, bit of a weird one, but I've really messed up my forearm here on the Jim Lecco hip press for no other reason than just pulling myself in. I don't know why. I think it's maybe the wrist position, having to pull myself down. Either way, this forearm is a little bit fucked. So I did a pause set. I've done pause sets a good amount this off season, but I got 4.5 for 6. So 4.5 for 6 pause is a lifetime best. I've done 4.5 for 10 before, but that wasn't pause, and that was when everything was feeling good. But the last time I trained push was Sunday. Where was I? I was somewhere else. I wasn't at this gym, and I did incline midway through last week with one of my clients. So it was very much a case of like I've been not in my usual flow of like my routine. Yeah, I did push at Norton's gym in Luton, near there. Norton's gym somewhere near Luton. Really good gym, like really good gym. So yeah, I haven't done a flat Smith in a good while. And I could tell like unracking it, I was like, yeah, this doesn't feel the best. But still, 4.5 for 6, lifetime best, sick. If I'd gone for a tap and go, maybe I would have got a few more, but I don't think I would have beat 10. So I'm gonna do 4 plates for a back off. I'm going to still have a slight pause, gonna reduce the pause slightly on this, just so I'm basically like not going like full, just balls to the wall, fucking tap and go, but I'm also not doing like a 2-second pause, probably like a 1-second pause here. And then that'll be the horizontal work done. As you get stronger, I find it a bit of a balancing act of like effective volume that allows me to grow, but also still being able to train with obviously maximal load. When you are pretty strong, I'm sorry, your joints can only handle so much. Like if I was to go balls to the wall on my pressing sets, which most of the time I do, like this session I technically have, I'll just put a pause in, I would only be able to do 3 to 4 pressing sets per session, and as a result my chest would need more volume for it to grow. So it's one of those where it's like having your volume allocated in areas that it needs to be. So 2 sets here. We'll then look to do 2 sets of probably this chest press, more so loaded in the stretch to kind of get that length and range a little bit more, because obviously the Smith technically it's there, but obviously as well with how like the fatigue builds up, it definitely is obviously harder to lock out, but that's effectively like one of those sort of things that this has a bit more of a drop off, that doesn't. It's obviously heavy in the stretch, it does have maybe effectively a bit of a drop off, but the fatigue doesn't really, it masks it, so it doesn't really make a difference. And then after that, it will be probably 4 to 5 sets of flies. That's where the volume comes in. So I'll do like maybe like a midline fly, and then an upper chest, upper clavicular fly, and then a bit of arms. So yeah, push sessions are really simple. It's literally get as strong as you can in a horizontal plane, vertical plane, and go from there. So yeah, next set. Right, so that is the first set. Yeah, mate. First set of the incline press ticked off. No real thought process here other than literally getting a good amount of load across that top line. The one thing I think a lot of us do is like we separate it into like, is it a shoulder press? Is this a chest press? I look at it, as I said earlier, about like just getting strong in that sort of vertical plane and then horizontal plane. And this is a bit more like upper chest, shoulder, but I'm getting a lot of load off this top line and I'm pressing with an angle to sort of like suit and bias that level of musculature or that area of musculature. So the good thing about these machines, obviously available at TPC, is the fact we have the top peg. So it results in a little bit more of a even slash, technically not an even, but like the usual profile is like really, really light here, super, super hard here. This basically swaps it around slightly, so it's a little bit heavier in the stretch, which makes a good amount of sense with where it's placed, so it has a good drop off. So I'm gonna do 3 sets, I think, and that's just gonna be it for pressing. So sometimes I'll do a third press, but like that felt really good. So I took the 10s off the bottom now, I'm doing 4.5 on the top. I could throw around a good amount more than this, but I do think it's one of those movements where like I've done my heavy loading shit on the Smith. This is more now like the, let's actually feel the area where, to be fair, with the pauses, I am feeling that. But I think it's a little bit more sort of like technical, should we say. So yeah, we've got the incline press, then we'll move into isolations. But so far, feel really good, pumps are really good. Considering like how much weight I'm down, I thought maybe stability would be a bit off today, but No, and that's not saying I'm preemptively suggesting that. It's more so I've dropped a good amount of weight. Last time I did the session, I probably, like this exact session, I was 7 kilos heavier. So as a result, there's going to be obviously an element where like that's going to correlate to when I unrack something, maybe it feeling a little bit different. But no, it is sound, bro. So yeah, all good. All right, come on, give me a good soul. Don Tolliver, second hand. Come on, that's a guess. Not bad, I'll take it. Oh. 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 My dance supreme. Be tied for it. I only drove it 5 times, paid 1.5 for it. Oh. So, don't know if you can see me, hopefully you can. On flies, it's very important to forget about your hands. A lot of people, they do this, like even myself included, at times, I'll think more hands, and it's like, no, elbows. Get the elbows in and across the midline of your body. Like, ideally, if you think about, say not even that, ideally, your pecs, where does it matter? It matters where this is in relation to the contraction. So thinking elbows coming in and then trying to keep my scapula in a consistent position. Some people prefer, let's say, retracted. Some people prefer it more like in a neutral sort of position. Some people might even have it where they push forward, slight protraction. In reality, I would suggest trying not to protract too much because your front delt's gonna take over and then it becomes almost like this. But trying to keep sort of the tension on your chest and almost sit into the stretch. So in the stretch, I'll push my head up and push my chest forward to sort of like emphasize that stretch position. So yeah, funnily enough, I grunted on a few of those, which is a bit cringy. I saw a person named with Zach Mego, IFBB Pro, who was grunting from rep 1 on a fly with Ronnie Coleman. And I mean, to be fair, I'd probably just grunt if I was in the vicinity of Ronnie Coleman anyway. But yeah, I thought that was a bit funny. Like rep 1 on a fly, that he has like 50 reps in reserve. Da, da. You ain't got a dollar for me. trained them yesterday, so they'd be a bit more inflamed, I reckon. But that's quite cool. Yeah, I was 126. I was 125 actually. It's coming up quick.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, but you still look bulky at the top. Fucking hell, Reece. I could tell by those pictures yesterday or whenever you sent them. Reece, like, really good. How exciting.
Cord stands I still haven't unlocked yet. That looks a bit shit there. What do you reckon?
Not really good.
Yeah? Decent?
Yeah.
I feel I've had it lean already, like this week.
Oh, without a shadow. I need to start taking photos of it, you know, like every week so you can see the difference.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Right guys, so that is the session. Pretty good one. Just a simple sort of push session. Obviously not loads of volume, but enough with kind of where things are in place with them this week. So obviously, like I said, really good, really happy with the flat bench. Pump today was pretty okay. Definitely probably the first session that I'm a bit like, oh, I don't think it's prep, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I can tell I'm prepping, because realistically, I like this sort of feel. But I could definitely tell I was like, oh, I'm pretty smashed from the last few training sessions. Like in the off season, it's funny, I felt better these last like probably week, like last 2 or 3 weeks, just because my body's a little bit less stressed, inflamed, and watery, and just in general like tired from just carrying like the excess amount of body weight. So for that to come off has been obviously pretty nice. And then as a result of like, let's say what I've been doing, it's been a case where like I can definitely tell fatigue sort of like picked back up the last couple of days, just with basically I did a deadlift session with the heavy duty boys, so deadlift with Josh Law, did like the 300 for 6 and then 220 for like 18 or 19 reps, and then immediately from that into what was I doing? I did legs, hard leg sessions have been brutal. I've been like speed running leg sessions. It's been rough. So today, like 3rd session on the trot, I did arms on Tuesday, so technically 4th session, training again tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty smoked. I'm looking forward to a rest day. So like I said, I don't think that's like prep or anything like that. Like I'll have a rest day and feel fine. I can just tell that I'm like, yeah, training's pretty fucking rough, as it should be. So yeah, very good session. That is the first of the prep series videos, even though it's not really a prep series video. It's just going to be a case of me getting leaner and then getting on stage and seeing how I do. Did some post-workout posing. I don't really know what the angle looked like, but I thought I looked alright. Still, obviously, like pretty fucking fat from where I need to be on stage, but like I can tell my physique is responding like pretty fucking well, and as a result, like of where things are, like this is going to be pretty exciting over the next like 10-20 days. I think I'm going to be like, ooh, and then another 30 days I'm going to be like, ooh, and then at that point I should be, I'm not going to say close, but like I feel like my body just gets into this sort of like flow where it's like, yep, cool, Sam, we're getting lean, and let's fucking do it. And like I usually just end up like waking up every couple of days, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm still a bit leaner. So yeah, vibes is good, life is good, video's been good. Need to do more of these guys. So yeah, hope everyone has enjoyed. If there's anything you guys do want to see, full day of dieting, day in the life, all that sort of stuff, just let me know. Otherwise, thank you to everybody who's made it this far in the video. This is going to be a very good year, I can absolutely guarantee. So stay tuned. All right, peace, love you all, bye bye.